Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wheel of Horror. You guys already know the deal by now, but we have a new suggestion this week, which is Brahms the Boy. So, let's just go right in and see what we're going to get. And it will be... Oh, I knew this day was coming. Birdemic. So, thank you, Noam, for suggesting Birdemic, and let's get to the review. So I guess you all are wondering why we are back. Well, I looked up Birdemic because I originally remember that someone put the whole movie on YouTube. It was taken down. So I was like, all right, I guess we'll have to look to see where else it is free. And it's nowhere. Everywhere you have to pay for it. And by rule of the series, that means that I have to do a wheel of punishment and sadness. So no, we're going to fight. But I have added a few more sad movies. Well, bad movies. I've added The Tooth Fairy, Leprechaun Origins, and The Ring 2. So, let's see what our punishment is going to be. Please just don't be the bye-bye man. You want to throw off the bye-bye man? Right here? I mean, you could see it. This is what happens if you do coke.
But, or Bye Bye Man. I always bring up the Bye Bye Man, but honestly, it's such a great movie to talk about terrible things that happen. Specifically, the Bye Bye Man. The Bye Bye Man is basically a remake of Oculus, except taking a supernatural presence in Oculus and replacing it with a cokehead supernatural presence with a sausage dog.
The Bye-Bye Man was released in 2017 and was directed by Stacy Title. It stars Douglas Smith and is about the Bye-Bye Man, which you don't say it and you don't think it. Don't say it, don't think it, don't say it, don't think it, don't say it, don't think it, don't say it, don't... Sorry, I got a little carried away there. This is a horrible movie. Don't watch it. It's terrible. I'm so mad at Noam for suggesting Birdemic because it's nowhere for free. So of course I had to spin the wheel, and of course I was going to get the Bye-Bye Man. And I knew this day was going to come, but I'm going out later, so I couldn't drink to make this movie better. So I watched it sober. The whole hour and 40 minutes of it. So what is it that we could say about the Bye-Bye Man that can be a positive of this movie? You know, it's very hard to think of one because basically every aspect of this movie is god-awful. The acting is terrible. The cinematography is gross. The characters are non-existent. There's nothing really good about this movie.
Bye-bye, man.
I think the one positive that I could think about this movie, and you know what, just spoiler warning, there's going to be spoilers in this review, I don't care. Don't watch this movie, please don't. Like, if it's a funny bad, I would tell you. And when I first watched this movie, I watched it with my friends, we thought it was going to be funny bad. I mean, The Bye-Bye Man. Who wouldn't think that's going to be a funny bad movie? It's just terrible. It's boring. Nothing happens. The one positive that I could come out of this movie with is one scene where our main character, Elliot, is driving and he runs over a librarian. And the movie, or the people making the movie, didn't know how to edit it correctly. So when he hits her with his car, she goes into the car and then ragdolls out of it in the worst editing you could possibly imagine. And that's the only positive that could come out with this movie. Tina, roll a clip if you want. You guys could see it, so that's the only positive. Just roll it. So there's your one positive of the movie. Let's talk about some characters and all of the negative stuff about this movie. So, characters. More like what characters, because they are god-awful. The acting is terrible. They act as well as a wet napkin. Douglas Smith is terrible. And there's points of it where you could see that they're trying a little bit, but the script isn't helping them at all. But also, they aren't helping their own cases because they overact way too much, and that's at fault of the director for letting them overact. There's just everything went wrong with this movie, which I don't blame it because it's terrible. And I guess I could say one other positive is it's kind of a cool idea. I mean, this was overdone in the 90s where you can't say something, you can't think of it. Think about Bloody Mary, how you're not supposed to say that 3 times looking in a mirror. Think about the Candyman. I love the Candyman. You can't say that 5 times. There was a trend in the 90s with all of that, and it feels like they try to throw it into 2017 and try to relive it or something, and it just doesn't work because it isn't scary anymore. It really never was. I mean, the Candyman is just a really good movie, and there's a lot of enjoyment to be had in it. And the scary part is, like, the kills. And in this movie, the kills just aren't scary. It's PG-13, so they barely show you anything. A person got shot with a gun right in the stomach, and there was no blood. No blood. No blood splattered out of her. No blood just, like, was on the floor. Because, you know, it's PG-13. I understand you can't have a bloody death, but at least show some blood on the floor. None of that. She's just on the floor, just like that. Nothing. But the person drinks bleach or something, I don't know, and then you see blood there. So I don't understand why she got shot with a gun and there's absolutely no blood. But he does that and then there's blood everywhere. Make that make sense, movie. Make that make sense, Stacy Title. The writing is god-awful too. I mean, some of the lines of dialogue, it feels like they didn't know any other things to say, so they would just have characters repeat "don't say it, don't think it" the whole movie. Or that was ad-libbed the whole movie. It was like, you know what, I'm gonna improv this scene. Don't say it, don't think it, don't say it, don't think it, don't say it, don't think it. You know, he'll just be having a normal don't say it, don't think it, don't say it, don't think it conversation, and he's just gonna don't say it, don't think it. There's so much bad about this movie. I can't even say if it feels like they tried. Because at points I'm like, okay, I could kind of see that you're taking it serious. But in other scenes, it just feels like they don't care anymore. And it's weird because just random scenes throughout the movie, like this one scene, it feels like they're all in, while this other scene, they're just completely out of it. And it feels like in production, they were like excited, you know, the first few days of filming it, they knew what they were doing. But as it went on, they progressively started to notice that it didn't make sense, like, to themselves. So their characters no longer made sense and they didn't know what to do, and that the direction could not help them with this movie. A weird thing is there's famous actresses in this movie, and it just feels like they accepted it to get a paycheck to get, like, their grandchildren into college and to pay for it. So that's probably where all the budget went. I mean, I think it was like a budget of $24 million. It does not feel that way. It has god-awful editing. There's so much to this movie that doesn't make sense. I wrote in my phone some notes as I was taking it, and half the time it would just be like, why is this happening? Why is there train imagery? Why is there just dudes standing on a train track with their butts hanging out? Why is there a coin flipping sound? Is that a hot dog or is that an actual dog? Just questions like that. And they never answered. And, you know, I understand not every movie likes to answer like their questions, you know. The Thing, it doesn't answer a lot of questions. That's a great movie. This one, stuff that I felt should have been answered, or first off shouldn't have been in the movie, but that's besides the point. That should have been answered is just not. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I feel like there was another part that made me laugh, and I can't think about it right now. I know what it is. I know what it is. So, don't say it, don't think it. So basically what happens is one of the characters, I don't know, Wet Napkin number 3, was running away from the main character, and she's seeing something. She's hallucinating because that's what the Bye-Bye Man does. He gets into your brain and then you hallucinate. You know, first off, before I say what I was gonna say, I still don't understand why we see this train all the time, and then why there was just naked men standing on a train track. Why was that in the movie? Why was it in the movie? Anyways, going back to what I was saying, you know, Wet Napkin number 3 is running to help save this family from her hallucination, and she runs on a train track, and there's an incoming train, and our main character, Elliot, is like, no! And then it cuts to the conductor of the train looking at the train going, no! And then her just not realizing, turning around, and her gang hit by the train. No blood. No blood. But I just can't get over the fact that they cut to the train conductor in the train and him just yelling no. Man, this is a terrible movie. Overall, I'm gonna give this movie a light 0 to a strong suck my nuts. So thank you everyone for watching. Leave a comment down below for other movie suggestions, and I will say thank you Noam for suggesting Birdemic. I was very excited to watch it, but if it isn't free, then I have to spin the Wheel of Punishment. So thank you for that. But let's flash forward to the next review.